Hey everyone, I'm Mark Sievers, and today I'm sharing with you my 12 essential kitchen tools for baking. So, of course, you need more than 12 things to bake, but these are my favorite tools to take my home baking to the professional level. So, let's get started. So, in order to bake, you need measuring cups. Well, if you're new to baking, there's two different types of measuring cups. The first ones are dry measuring cups, which are for flour, sugar, things like that. And then there are wet measuring cups. And these I just have them stacked because it's a great space-saving tip. And these are the most common sizes that I have are the 1 cup, the 2 cup, the 4 cup, and the 8 cup. And those are great for buttermilk, pancake batter, all kinds of things. But have you guys seen this little half measure cup? It's not glass, it's plastic. But I love this one because it actually measures in tablespoons. So this is really helpful both for baking and savory cooking when I just need a tablespoon or 2 of something. So be on the lookout for that. You can get all of this that I'm going to mention today online or at your local cookware shop. So that half measure cup though, I use all the time. Moving on to measuring spoons. So measuring spoons, of course, are for salt, pepper, baking soda, baking powder, different spices, ground cinnamon. And I usually like to have a few different sets available so that if one's in the dishwasher, I don't have to go take out the 1/4 teaspoon, rinse it, dry it to measure another thing. I can just grab a fresh one, and that's a great little tip to make your home baking be a little bit more efficient. Of course, you have to have whisks, so making homemade whipped cream, whisking batters, all kinds of things. I love these little tiny ones. Let me show you. These little small ones I love because these are great for whisking buttermilk and zest and honey into a measuring cup, and they fit right in, get right to the bottom. I love these. And of course, whisking eggs, you gotta have a whisk. So fine mesh sieve. So I grew up measuring, sifting ingredients, I should say, with one of those hand crank sifters. Well, and if you've heard one before, you know how charming that sound is. It reminds me of the holidays. But this one's a little bit easier. So I like this sieve because it can set over a glass bowl. You can use your dry measuring cups, measure all of your dry goods, and then all you have to do is raise it up and sift it over. So that's a great tip. And then give it a little rinse, hang it back on the pegboard, and you're good to go. So you also need pastry brushes. So I don't use these for anything but really preparing pans. So when you're preparing a pan to bake something, typically you'd want to do it with nice room temperature butter, coat it with flour, put a piece of parchment because you want to make sure that whatever you're baking comes out of the pan. And these are great because you can get them in multiple sizes, but you can really get that room temperature butter up the sides into the corners to make sure that your pans are perfectly coated. And speaking of pans, my favorite pans are these professional straight-sided metal pans. This is a 1-pound loaf pan. I use this all the time. If you've made my lemon pound cake, which I hope you have, if you haven't, I'll link the recipe right here. This is the perfect pan to get a beautiful straight-sided, very professional looking pound cake that people will be just really impressed with having that clean edge. Of course, I have an 8x8 square pan. This is great for my strawberry country cake. You can make lemon bars, raspberry bars, brownies. I use this pan all the time. And then a muffin pan. So this is a standard 12-well muffin pan. I like this one because it has a big lip on it, so it's easy for me to get into the oven and out of the oven. And I will say, I do have one of those pans. It's like the jumbo size, which is 6 wells. And then I have the little mini size that I think is 24. This standard 12-well muffin tin is the one that I reach for the first time always. So invest in a really good heavy one, something that doesn't warp, and that will really make all of your cupcakes and muffins have fabulous results. Then I have round pans. So these are from just a restaurant supply store. I love they are an 8-inch, a 6-inch, and this little mini 4-inch. What I love most about these is that this size gives you a really adorable tiered cake. So if you're gonna make a layered cake, why not change it up a little bit, make a tiered cake, and surprise your guests? It's a great thing to do for someone's anniversary or a birthday or a regular weekend that you just want a fabulous tiered cake. Why not? So all of the cakes as they're baking, you need to make sure that they're done when the timer goes off. The best way to do that is with wooden skewers. So these are just bamboo wooden skewers from the grocery store. And what I love about that, they're extra long, so I don't have to pull out the rack of the oven all the way. I can pull it out just a little bit, quickly test with the long skewer in the center of the cake pan to make sure that it's done. And you can also, of course, use these to make vegetable kebabs or all kinds of other things. And they're readily available at the grocery store, which I love. My last baking essential tool is a little battery-operated scale. And I don't use this a lot, but I find when I need to measure things like weighing out chocolate, I find that this little battery-operated scale is perfect. It's compact, you can stack it on its side, and it's not very expensive. So, and if you also want to try making European recipes, a lot of them are in grams, and you need a kitchen scale for that. So this little battery-operated one, I think, is the perfect one to try out. Head over to marcsievers.com for more kitchen ideas, and of course, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Let's see, I wonder what I'm gonna bake next. I think my lemon pound cake, because that's Ryan's favorite. Bye, guys.